36 days in Europe, now in our second country, Sweden. Good morning from Stockholm. So we had a long night yesterday, but today we're up early since we only have a day here in Stockholm.
Since there was an overbooking, we were given a free breakfast, and we're very happy that this is a very good spread of breakfast with coffee, with April there, and then tea, and then I think mga spreads yan. And they also serve savory dishes like beans, and then Swedish pancake. Then on the side you have cream and jam, different types of plant-based milk. O, diba? Bongga, lactose-free for our vegan friends and plant-based diet. Then may mga, of course, fruits, smoothies, and different kinds of yogurt. Welcome to Stockholm, Sweden! So, after our long day yesterday, moving to 2 hotels, we're here now and we're exploring the whole day here in Stockholm. We have the view of the old town, which we will go in a bit. I will show you more what you can see in here. And then later tonight, we'll go to Abisko. Enjoy Stockholm.
We have officially made it to Gamla Stan. The walk from our hotel was actually pretty interesting. We even spotted a giant floating billboard out on the water as we crossed the bridge. I think this is a gay pub or bar. I hope we can go back later tonight.
So, good morning. We are still here in Stockholm, Sweden. We're just walking around the old center. So just like any other old center or town center, you have cobblestone, uneven cobblestone. So it's not necessarily friendly to your feet. So you have to wear your most comfortable shoes. And unfortunately, I don't have that now. I do have the most warming shoes because I'm wearing Doc Martens that's made for winter, but it's not necessarily the most comfortable. But regardless, it doesn't change the fact that this is a very beautiful city. As you can see here, we're walking along old beautiful houses, and I think in front of me is a church or a clock tower for sure. And there is a sort of like plaza with closed Christmas market, so hopefully we can check that out tonight. But we have bars here. Ayan, may mga nagbababalang pong mga drinks. So yan po yung ating mga kasama. Ayan.
This is a town square and there is a beautiful Christmas market set up here, but it is actually still closed for the moment, but we will definitely be back here later.
Hey! I'm here now at Nobel Prize Museum. So very geek and nerdy of me. Hopefully we have time to go inside the museum. But this week is actually the Nobel Prize week. They're supposed to be announcing the winners of the Nobel Peace Prize, and they have a light show for Nobel Peace Prize winners, and they will also have events all throughout the week. Stockholm, Sweden converted their telephone booth into heart defibrillator. That's awesome. Great way of repurposing some of those existing infrastructure and at the same time keeping the history. Awesome.
We are right outside the Royal Palace. The changing of the guards isn't happening just yet, and we have a pretty busy schedule today, so probably won't have the time to wait around for it to start. Maybe next time. That iconic building is the National Museum, so let's see if we can get in.
So we're now heading to our mini archipelago tour here in Stockholm. So it's going to be a 1-hour boat ride, and we're heading to the pier and docking port where we will ride a boat. And that is where the Royal Palace, part of the Royal Palace on the side. Yes. Smile. Back. Okay. Sana umabot kami. We have 9 minutes. Go!
We just made a last-minute decision. Instead of heading over the National Museum, we're going to jump on a boat tour. There's a trip leaving in just 10 minutes, so if we can catch it, we are going to see Stockholm from the water. We are almost there. We can see the boat from here.
He's high.
So we're confident that we can make it.
Ayan, tumatakbo na kami. But it's awesome over here. Uy, sila. But see? Beautiful.
We made it! So let's pick a seat. There's no assigned seating.
Dira mo dahil for window seats lang
Ito daw
tanan.
maganda sa side na to. Ayun ang side. Ay, hindi ikaw dito.
Let's imagining that this ship is a magical time machine. And let's take this magical time machine and let's travel back to the year when it all began, when Stockholm was founded in 1252. Or by the way, let's travel a bit further back in time to the century of the 1100s. During that century we would see a lot of fishermen coming in from the archipelago of Stockholm. They were coming from that direction, and these fishermen, they wanted to pass the island where we have Old Town today. And they wanted to do so in order to continue on their journey towards Mälaren, which is the inner lake on the other side of the island of Old Town. But the passages around that island was very rough, tough and hard to get through, because the current there was very strong. And this
mission was to collect and preserve parts of Swedish culture. The exhibitions showcase Swedish cultural history from the 16th century onwards. Stepping into the enormous museum, which houses over 1.5 million objects, from pins to royal carriages, evokes a powerful feeling. Towards the city, the main customs house responsible for toll collection is still standing. It's the yellow house with the red roof by the pier.
No.
was at that time a senior's home, a home for old folks. If you bring the kids downstairs and find out with the challenges, the old folks, they can very Stockholm when he was from Spain, right? Yes, no? Well, anyway. Well, that is because a lot of the buildings in Old Town, they're built on a foundation that partly consists of trash from the Middle Ages. Because people in the Middle Ages didn't know anything about the environment or pollution or anything like that, so they just throw the trash out of the window. The trash piled up on the street, and later someone took care of the trash, but that person was very lazy and threw the trash at the nearest place possible, which was this shoreline here. Years went by, layer upon layer of trash was added to each other, and eventually, when Stockholm wanted to expand and build new buildings, the island where Old Town is built was too small. So they laid dirt upon the roofs. Why exactly 628 rooms, you might wonder? That's a very good size number.
That's the Royal Palace. So dyan tayo galing kanina, bumaba tayo from that hill, and then we got our ticket from that little ticket shop, and then we run all the way from here going to the dock or to the jump off point of the boat tour.
But this palace is still the king's officially working rooms. So one room more, yes. And our king and queen, they do not live in this palace anymore though. No, they moved to another palace in the 1980s called Drottningholm, which is located 40 minutes towards the left side of our ship. But this palace is still the king's official working place though. So
Okay, we are here at Kitchen's Palace Garden. It is actually adjacent to the Royal Palace, so it's now an open park. And there is an ice skating rink at far back there, and then at night you'll see the pine there laid down with some lights. And we're just done with our boat tour, and hopefully we can get a good Swedish lunch. Okay, I'll update you later. Bye. Okay, eating time. Lunch na. So we're just walking around, and we found out about Östermalms Food Hall namin dyan. So it's sort of like a castle. Tawid lang tayo. And then inside is a market, and we can buy our food inside. So ayan siya. Sige, pasok tayo. Wow. Ang mga turista nating friends. Wow. You can smell it.
Wow, honestly, this place is a dream. It dates all the way back to the 1880s, and you can really feel the history the second you walk in. From the fresh seafood to these traditional pastries, there's so much to see and maybe try. And I think it's time to find some authentic Swedish flavor for lunch.
Nalito ako river. Go lang kayo ha. Nagsashot lang ako. Go. Go lang ako. Kahit saan. Pwede ka na pumili be. Nagsashot lang ako. Oh my God, this is a premium stay.
Oh, I know now what I want to have. I want to have the open face sandwich, the one that we haven't tried in Copenhagen. Feeling ko naman nandito siya kasi this is still part of the Nordic region. They have bacalao. Is that bacalao? Ang fresh ng seafood. Ang sarap. Oh, look at this one. They have the sandwich. So maybe we can just eat there na lang.
Baka may set to si Lisa.
Ay, di sa kanina. O, iba yung presyo dun sa isa?
Hindi naman. Meron silang set menu. So, maybe we can try that and then mix and match na lang tayo so we can try as many food as we can. Oh, gusto ko rin tong strawberry na to. Parang ang sarap niya. Ayan, balik na tayo doon. Doon na lang tayo. Oh, gusto ko rin tong cheese. Anyway, dito na tayo. Unahin na natin sa na April kung ano one. And then we can order here.
Yay! We're here now at the food hall. So a very good spread today. This time we're able to try more broad. Open face sandwich. So it's the long sandwich because it's 3 different kinds of open face sandwich. And then we have the well-known and famous meatballs with mashed potatoes and I think some berries. Berries! Yes. And then we'll have the fried herring, and then sandwich because we can't get enough of sandwich. And we're pairing it with Sauvignon Blanc for our drinks. Okay, so enjoy!
Lunch was a total success. Now we are off to the City Hall for the light show. Stockholm is so easy to navigate on foot. We have been walking the entire time and I have already hit around 14,000 steps today. Change of plans, we decided to skip the City Hall light show after all. We really don't want to risk missing our train later, so we are playing it safe. Instead, we are heading back to the old town for one last look at the Christmas market before we go. This is the Swedish Parliament. It is actually situated on its own tiny island right between the old town and the city center. The market looks completely different now that the stalls are open and the lights are on. We only have a few minutes to browse for souvenirs before we have to sprint back to the hotel. But I'm glad that we made it back here.
usually play by?
Yeah, it's very big because it's to the right what you call so always.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This Christmas market, even though it's small, it feels like a step back in time. It's very traditional with this iconic red wooden stalls and the medieval building of old town surrounding you. It's very intimate and very old world vibes. We can't check the mulled wine anymore since we don't have time. We're just looking for April and dust so that we can go back to our hotel. We made it to the central station. Let's go ahead and check the platform. So this is not our train yet, but this is the correct track. So we'll just wait here. So we are now on our way to our car number 12. This is our first sleeper train. We got some food now for the dinner and we're very ready. So excited for this polar train.
So room tour in our overnight train going to Abisko. So it is a 3-bunk bed for overnight, so you can pull this down and then another one here and another on the top. Here you will have your own faucet and a bit of window, and then I think you have a mini table here for food if you want it, and then rack or cloth hanger, and then you can put your stuff here at the top here, or you can put it at the bottom part of the bed. But for us, we have put our luggage in the luggage storage, which we will show you. So our luggage is over here, just making sure that it's secured, so we have a lock. And then this is the toilet over there. So simple toilet. It does the work. So there's a faucet, there's a window, and then you have a toilet bowl. So we will check the shower. So you need to have a key. Here are our friends, Jack and April, now ready to sleep. Hey. And this is the rest of the hallway. Here. And this is another toilet over here. And so that's our tour of the overnight train.
We are officially moved in for the night. I am up here in the top bunk, and as you can see, we have just enough room for our bags. It's surprisingly cozy. We are going to end the vlog here and get some rest before we arrive at our next destination. Thanks for watching. Bye!